Lemuria Destroyed. Anunnaki Resistance. Anuanth Dracos. Destruction of Lemurian. Muarivhi. And Relocating the Arkoth Covenant 55,051,750 Yeah. As Atlantean and Lemurian cultures thrived, other stellar cultures watched and waited. Members of the Anunnaki Resistance and their Draken and Dracos allies had long planned to overtake Earth territories, waiting until the growing civilizations had reached a height of maturity. Motivated by their own desires to utilize Earth as an evolutionary option, the Anunnaki Resistance quietly infiltrated Atlantean culture about 55,000 years ago, covertly moving within the ranks of Anunnaki of the Syrian Council. Once re-established on Earth, the Anunnaki Resistance interbred with the Anu, and over a period of generations distorted the Anu genetic lines with the Templar seal, which had been placed on the Anunnaki Resistance following their refusal to accept the Treaty of El Anu. The teachings of the Law of One were slowly distorted as the creed of the Templar Solar Initiates of Terra, which the HU2 Anunnaki Rebellion had helped devise, came to replace the sacred teachings, creating division and social unrest within Atlantean civilization. The Anunnaki Anu began to spread their influence into other cultures, gaining covert control over Egyptian lands and several other smaller cultural centers. About 52,000 years ago, the Templar Anu allowed the Resistance allies, the Dracos, to secretly return to Earth, promising them an earthly home if they would assist in infiltration of the Earth cultures. The Dracos infiltrated the Lemurian continent of Muarivhi, creating an extensive network of underground lairs within the tunnel systems that ran between Lemuria and Atlantis. Systematically, the aggressive Dracos began terrorizing the Lemurian culture, extending the reign of terror into Atlantis and various other places. Meetings were held by representatives of all the races through which a plan was devised to end the Dracos problem. The humans hoped to use the generator crystals to create small, pinpoint explosions within the underground caverns in order to seal the Dracos within their lairs until the Syrian Council could come and evacuate the Dracos. But the plan backfired, as the Earth grid became energetically overloaded by energy from the generator crystals and a massive explosion occurred within the lands beneath Muarivhi. The explosion destroyed the landmass of Lemurian civilization and remnants of the Lemurians integrated into Atlantean territories. The explosion caused massive volcanic activity, earthquakes and floods, and though the Atlantean continent did not suffer massive destruction, it took generations for them to rebuild, and for the Earth to rebalance her grid. A small period of ice followed these events, during which most of the races retreated underground, some permanently entering the inner Earth. After the surface environment stabilized, most of the remaining races returned to the surface to rebuild. Atlantis again became a cultural center, but never again reached its previous height of development. Most of the Dracos were evacuated from Earth by their Anunnaki Resistance accomplices, and the Templar Anu continued to hold their ground within Atlantean and Egyptian cultures. Following the cataclysm of 52,000 years ago, the Anunnaki of the Syrian Council and several other stellar neighbors returned to Earth, assisting the humans to rebuild. During the explosions beneath the ground, the portal passage to the Ark of the Covenant had been damaged, and the energetic grid beneath the Atlantean continent was unstable. The Elohim, Ra Confederacy and other guardian groups from HU2 restructured the Ark of the Covenant, moving the portal that connected it to Earth out of Atlantis and into the regions of Egypt, where the Earth grid structure was more stable. The Saras Egyptian races would now share guardianship and control of the Ark of the Covenant with the Anu Melchizedeks and Hebrew peoples who migrated there following the explosions. The cultural hub of Earth was relocated from Atlantis to Egypt about 51,750 years ago, and Egypt began to thrive.